Do you want to know what song is in my head? If you're an Aussie and an old time Aussie, you'll know this one. Give me a home amongst the gum trees with lots of plum trees, a sheep or two or a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda something something, and an old rocking chair. I'm pretty sure I missed a few words and verses, but I'm pretty sure was that linked to Bert's backyard? Question mark. If you know the answer, please do let me know. I'm pretty sure it is. Sometimes when I just go to hit record, a song comes in and I feel very compelled to share the song with you. That's the song for today. I hope you're rad. I hope you're ace. And if you're not, then you're in the right place. You are clearly here to want to digest something, to want to evolve yourself, to want to expand yourself. You're here because you feel like you're less alone. You feel like someone is willing to share the shit of life and also share tools at the same time, which I think is a great leader. I know Mel Robbins does that. I really respect her for that. You look at her and think, oh my gosh, New York Times bestseller. She's this, she's that. She's been on Oprah. And I really respect her openness with her current situations that continue to go on whilst she teaches the work. They're the kind of teachers that I really have respect for. So I know why you're here, and I'm really grateful that you are here. And today I want to talk about, you know my work, right? My work is around the authentic self and authenticity. And to me, when it comes to being authentic, when it comes to the authentic self, to me, it is when we are in our most relaxed state. We are at ease. If you think about a soldier, before they have been told to be at ease, I don't know the correct lingo, they're tight. They're tight. Their chests are out. Everything it looks clenched. I'm pretty sure it's clenched, but it certainly looks clenched. And they're tight. They're rigid. They're uptight. And that's what happens to us when we are out of our most relaxed, natural state of being. So what does our relaxed, at ease, natural state of being look like? It looks like this. If someone says something funny and you want to laugh and you have a cackle that can wake up the whole suburb, you laugh. And there might be a little voice in you that says, oh, you shouldn't laugh like that, or that was a little bit loud. Or maybe there isn't even that voice there because you are so relaxed and at ease within yourself, capital S, self. It looks like you're tired. You have probably pushed a little bit too far. And someone at work, your boss, your manager, whoever it might be, says, hey, I have this, file that I want you to look at. I want you to go and take that client out for dinner tonight. And in your most relaxed self, you need to rest. You need a bath. You need an introvert night, or whatever it might be, a cuddle up and a snuggle up on the couch with your dog or your cat or your partner. And from your relaxed at ease state, you say, I'd love to. However, I'm spent and I won't be my best self on this. And your boss or your manager may say, oh, come on, do it for the company. Put it on, just suck it up a little bit more. You'll be rewarded for it. You can take Monday off for it. And within yourself, like all the way deep down, it's just a no. And you hold the no. Being your relaxed, at ease self is going on a date. Could be a first date, could be a second date. And you know how you usually run amok within yourself. You get flustered, you don't want to send a first message, you don't want to let them know you're looking forward to the date. You partake in the game playing. Now, I know I've been out of the dating game for a long time, but oh my goodness, if I ever became single, which I think I'd be the most terrible single person because I'd just be like, nah, not dating. But if I became single, the games that I used to play, I would make a promise to myself that I'd never play them again. Never play them again. Anyway, you're aware of the havoc that you play within yourself. And you want to play it cool. You don't want to seem like you're too eager. You don't want to get there early because then it looks like, oh my gosh, calm down. You don't want to get there too late because you don't want to make it look like you don't care. So you're really in your head. An at ease person in their relaxed, natural state, if they're genuinely looking forward to the date, you'd probably write, I'm really looking forward to meeting you. See you soon. You'd sit down and feel their energy. You'd maybe smile because there's just a smile there. You may want to actually voice, I feel a little bit nervous here. At ease, because that's the state where you're at. And you own that. And you can own that. And when you own that, you're in your relaxed, natural state. And so can you imagine how we live? Even ask yourself how you live. Do you live in your relaxed, natural, at ease state? Or are you uptight? Are you rigid? Are you overwhelmed? Are you stressing? Are you playing games? And how's that going? How's that going? Are you in your head before you have to go to here? You in your head before you have to go to there? Oh, I've got to be like this. I've got to act like that. I can't look like this. I can't look like that. I better look like this. I better look like that. I better make sure I look like I have it together. I better make sure I have all the stories of all the things that I've done so people think that I'm not living a boring life. I better make sure that I'm always available to these people so they think that I'm a good person. I better make it look like I'm not sore and tender and bruised on the inside and be vulnerable. So I'm going to go there and be tough and just be like, yeah, everything's cool. Everything's great. Everything's fine. And you're covering things up. That is not our relaxed, natural state. That, my dear friends, is our personality, our persona. And when it comes to the journey of your authentic self, a lot of people think that their persona is who they are. That's where people get tripped up. They're like, yeah, I'm me. I'm my authentic self. I say whatever I want to say. I speak my truth. But yet that kind of person in their persona may, yes, speak their truth, but spray bullets whilst they do it. Have no integrity, have no responsibility, have no respect, because where they're coming from is I'm the one in control. I'm the one in power. So I'll say whatever I want to say and I don't care how it lands on you. And so some people will mistake that as authenticity. I write about it in my book, fake authenticity. Some people will think that they're very good persona. I'm a good person. I will be there for you. I will sit there with you. I will come over and I will bake you banana bread. I will bake you cookies. I will bake you whatever it is you need me to make, even though I am spent, even though I have not a drop of energy left in me. But I need to make sure that I'm a good person. People will think that that is who they are, but it's not. It is a persona. It is something that we develop over time. When we come out and as a firstborn, as a newborn, and we come into the world, we are in our relaxed, natural state. We learn to not be in our relaxed, natural state. That will come from your parents, your caregivers, whoever it was who you grew up around. that will come from societal expectations, the society you grew up in, the culture you were brought up in. That will come from what your sibling was like, or having no siblings, not knowing who your father is, not knowing who your mother is. All of this comes from our upbringing and who is surrounding us and the impact that that makes from the ages of 0 to 6. This is what I teach in my program, Authentic the Program. We learn to come out of our natural, relaxed state because the world is very dynamic and we're learning how to adapt to the world. So we start to adapt by going, okay, well, when I do this, this happens. So let's not do that again. When I do that, that happens. So let's definitely do that again. When I'm invisible, because I make myself invisible because my sibling is getting so much of the attention, I actually get attention when I'm invisible. So cool, let's be more invisible. Things like that. And so over time, we continue to form this persona and it builds a wall. It builds a wall around the self that rests underneath and says, by golly gosh, I hope you let me out one day. I really hope you let me out one day. I really hope that I get to breathe life again. I really hope I get to see the sun again. I really hope I get to love with this kind of heart. I really hope that I get to experience life as the self. And so what happens is when we are born and we are our most relaxed, natural, authentic self, and over time we build the persona, like brick by brick, the wall comes up. What we have to learn to dance with, which is at the end of my book and also at the end of Authentic the Program, is this forever dance between the two. There are going to be times when you will want to be in your most relaxed, natural state. You would have done a whole lot of work to be in your most relaxed, natural state. And then there are times like going on a first date, going to a job interview, starting a new job, starting your business. Actually, truthfully, a lot of things that are new, a lot of things that you're not familiar with, a lot of things that are outside of your comfort zone because our persona type self loves us to be within our personality profile because that's who we are and that's safe. The moment we start to expand beyond that, it starts to try and contract us at the same time. And this is the forever dance. This is the forever dance. It is not nice. It is annoying that we have to do it, but it is possible that we can do the dance. And the greatest tool to use with this dance is curiosity. Curiosity. When before you met someone, like moments before, you were your relaxed, most natural state. Maybe you were on a dating app and someone swipes you and you ping them and they ping you back and then you plan to meet up on a date or you plan to have a FaceTime call. Moments before, you were your relaxed, natural self, your authentic self. Now you have a phone call to come up and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? What should I tell them? What should I not tell them? Should I wear makeup? Should I do this? Should I not wear that? And then we start to put the bricks back up and they come up pretty freaking quick. They come up quick. And so that's where curiosity, when we can start to bring it in and go, all right, cool. I've just done a bricklaying fucking speed course and I've bricklayered up my authentic self where it's just kind of peeking through, where I think I have to be chirpy. I think I have to be funny. I think I have to be easygoing. I think I have to be serious. I think I have to be, I don't know, Little Miss Independent, which I write about in my book plenty of time. You think you have to be something other than the relaxed state you were moments before. That is the game that we want to start decreasing. We want to start decreasing the length we play that game of bricklayering, of personaing ourselves up and forgetting the self. So Like I said, there are many, 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 many tests in life, where you will be in one moment groovy. Next moment, I am not okay. I am uncomfortable. And so because I'm uncomfortable and I don't think I'm enough, and I don't think that I am worthy, and I don't think that I am perfect, and I don't think that I am in control, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to become a bricklayer and layer up buttercup. And so you know what leads? You know what leads the job interview? You know what leads the date? Not your true self. And we wonder why jobs don't work out. Clients don't want to come and work with us. You wonder why dates never eventuate into anything. A lot of it has to come back to this. Now, let me also say, there are many, 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 many people that benefit from you not being your authentic self. They would love it if you're a hyper perfectionist, love it if you're a people pleaser, love it if you were a hyper achiever, a go-getter, a doer. Do. Please, please, please make everything perfect, perfect, perfect. And our personalities, there's a spectrum to them. This is the work that I've learned throughout the Enneagram. If anyone hasn't heard of the Enneagram, again, I write about it in my book. I teach it in my program, Authentic the Program. The Enneagram, it's such a beautiful, I believe it has such integrity, a beautiful spectrum of our personality. There are layers to our personality. Still isn't who we are, but there are layers to it. And sometimes, if we're too closely aligned to our personality and to our personality profile and our ego, those traits aren't working for us. Those traits are definitely not working for us. So hyperachievers are maniac working to prove that they're enough. People pleasers are being a kind, generous, etc. person, but they have an agenda. A perfectionist is wanting to do everything right and do everything good, but underneath, they feel like no one else is doing right and doing good, so they're the only ones that are doing right and good, and they become very judgmental. That's just an example. But we can liberate our personality profile. We can lighten it, might I say. And when we lighten it, we can actually be a great helper. We can actually be a quite productive achiever. We can have perfectionistic traits that actually serve. We can be someone who is strong and independent, but not dominating and controlling. And that's important. That's important, to be able to respect the spectrum of our personality. But a lot of us are stuck in the unhealthy, not so great parts of it. And like I said, that's when we think that is who we are. When we start to liberate ourselves from that. Our personas, they can be helpful. When we're watching them, when we're noticing them, when we're curious about them. The more we're curious, the more we're watching, the more we're noticing of, wow, I turned up to that date in a headspin. I didn't stop talking. I was so awkward. I didn't want any awkward silences. I kept asking questions. I kept speaking and going off on different tangents. And I left there like, what the hell just happened? Who was I then? And so that's a moment to get curious. If that's something that you have done, if that's something you're currently doing, that's a really great moment to get curious, as opposed to going, oh my God, they didn't message me back. They're such an asshole. I fucking don't like them. Or you might then start to turn on yourself. You go, I'm such a shit person. I hate who I am. I wish I was someone different. If only I could be different to who I am. both of those states to go to are not helpful. You might go there for sure. For sure you'll go there, but they're not helpful. Where you want to go is curious. Wow. I went in so ungrounded. I filled up the entire space, and now I'm left feeling like this. Why did I feel the need to fill any gap? What is my discomfort with silence? What's my discomfort with space? What's my discomfort in being asked a question? How come I felt the need to deflect and put the attention back on them? That's curiosity. And maybe you take yourself for a walk whilst you're curious. Maybe you take a journal and a pen while you're walking, and then you take a seat on a bench and then you start to write things down. Or maybe you simply just start to write things down in your journal. Talking about these kinds of things with your general mates, probably not helpful. Probably not helpful, because they're going to be like, oh, they're just an asshole. Oh, they're just like this. Oh, don't worry about it. You're perfect as you are. But you know deep in you just know, oh, I wasn't me. I wasn't me, and I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like that feeling. So instead of hating on the date, hating on myself, might I get curious? And can I start to get comfortable with the parts of me that needed to feel the need to do that? Can I bring them forth? Can I talk to them? Can I ask them to be at ease so that I may be my relaxed, natural, authentic self? And you can apply that to any situation. When you are walking into a room, you're walking into a networking room and you're like, ugh, and you shrivel and you do your best to make yourself invisible. Like Violet from The Incredibles, the daughter, you're like, bye. I don't exist. And you literally make yourself that small that you don't exist. Or you know what? You might actually leave the room. That's a moment to get curious, because either you can blame the room, right? You can blame the room and go, they're not my people. They're not this, they're not that, and then that may be true. That could be true. But you could blame the room. Then you might go nuts on yourself. You're weak. You're an idiot. You're a loser. How are you ever going to network if you can't even network? Blah, 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 blah. Your parents were right. You shouldn't have done this. You should have stayed in your job and knock on for, your purpose and your passion and making it whatever it is that you want to make it. Instead, you can get curious. Why did I feel the need to make myself invisible? Why was I so uncomfortable in my own skin in that room? What was I telling myself? Can I bring that part of me forward? Talk to it. What does that part have to say? Maybe that part is embarrassment. Maybe that part is comparison, right? You might have walked into that room and gone, oh no, everyone looks rich. Everyone looks more put together than me. Everyone looks experienced. Everyone looks. Everyone's got a better dress on than me. Everyone's got, I don't know, fucking veneers. Whatever. Everyone looks like they've had a blowout in their hair, and I haven't. I've just done it myself. That part may be comparison, and you can bring it forth and talk to it and ask it to be at ease so that your natural self, your relaxed natural self, can go forth and walk into the room, sense the room, feel the room. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I'll just stand here for a bit. Maybe if I catch eye with someone, I've just caught an eye of someone, I'll smile. Yeah, I'll make my way over to them. That's the relaxed, natural state. We give ourselves a moment to feel, to sense, to drop in. And the parts like comparison, like humiliation, like awkwardness, like whatever it might be, so many parts inside of us, shame, control, we can just ask them to step back a bit. Give us a little bit of room. By us, I mean yourself, your capital S self. And so why am I sharing this with you? Why do I believe this message is important for you today? Because do you know how fucking many people, maybe like you too, are walking through this life thinking that their persona is them? And they're wound up, they're tight, they're rigid, they're avoiding, they're running, they're fighting internally. And they never, ever, or rarely give their true self a moment to breathe, a moment to feel the sun, a moment to love with that kind of heart, a moment to speak with you, because they're just layered with bricks, the bricks of your persona. I mean, can you imagine? I've said it before. Bronnie, who wrote the book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, the first one she wrote about, I wish I had the courage to live as who I was, to live as who I am. Something like that. I wish I had the courage to fundamentally be me. It's one of the most incredible feelings on the planet to know you, to know you. And that when you start wanting to bricklay yourself up, you might just put, I don't know, 2 layers of bricks up and you go, nah, that's enough. Instead of covering yourself up your whole goddamn motherfucking life. Instead of putting 7 layers up, maybe it goes down to 5. Over time, it shifts down to 3. Over time, it shifts down to 2. Maybe 1 layer is just like, oh God, 1 brick is enough. And you're like, no, can't do that. Can't do that. I can't do that to the self. I won't do that to the self. I'll leave that with you. I'll leave that with you and your heart to feel. But I tell you, the humans that I have served, the humans that I have worked with, and even my own self, this willingness to do the dance between the two, that's it. That's it. The most spiritual work that you'll be doing is dancing between who you are and who you're not, who you are and who you're not, and being curious and observing and noticing. And the more that you're curious, observe and notice and inquire and do the work and get uncomfortable and talk to all of these parts inside of you, love them anyway, acknowledge them anyway, accept them anyway, and choose the path of your authentic self, my gosh, that's a new earth. You know, like that's Eckhart Tolle. Imagine if all of us did that. Now I know that's a big imagination. Imagine if more of us did that. Imagine if you were that person that chose today to be that one more person, and how your kids could see that, your family could see that, your partner. Now I know that shit gets scary because you're like, well, what if my partner leaves me? What if my family don't like this self? And that's where we have to look at, well, fuck, I have created a life and I have built people around me that benefit from me not being me. That's where we're left with choice, where we go, well, you know what? I don't think I want to be myself and I would rather keep all of that. That's a choice, and that's going to have its own set of ramifications. Or you can choose yourself capital S self, and hopefully the people around you can find it in their hearts, their own true hearts, to love and accept where you're headed and what you're up to and grow with you and move with you anyway. Or some may exit. Every single choice has consequences, ramifications. Just depends which one you prefer. You know, I know for me, mate, I'd rather be myself and have the world morph itself and the universe morph itself to go, yeah, we'll bring in your crew. Hang tight, we'll bring in your crew. And have people choose to work through their own bricks of persona and access their heart and go, yeah, cool, okay. I may not get it. I may not get it. I may not totally agree, but I love you anyway. That's where most of it has landed for me. There have been a few that have left my life. But that's where most of it has landed. And I don't need to convince anyone. I don't need to convince anyone to be on my journey, to understand who I am, that you must get who I am. But if you can love me anyway, and I can love you as you are, cool. That's nice. But anyway, I will leave this with you and your heart and your soul and your ego to wrestle with all at once. Spaces for one-on-one coaching are open now, and I will be closing them mid-March. Then I will be reopening spaces on July 1st.